This video is brought to you by the Critical Language Service. To learn more about our Arabic courses taught via telepresence to schools and small groups, visit our website at www.criticallanguageservice.com.
Assalamu alaikum. Unit 6, Gender in Arabic. All nouns are either masculine or feminine. Nouns that describe humans have both masculine and feminine forms in Arabic, so that they may be conjugated to agree with the gender of the person they are describing. For instance, if I want to say male teacher, I would say ustad, and if I want to say female teacher, I would say ustada. Other example is doctor. If I want to say male doctor, I would say doctor, and female doctor, doctora. Or if I want to say male engineer, I would say muhandis. Female engineer would be muhandisa. As you see, we have feminine and masculine form depending on the gender of the person. Adjective-like nouns have masculine and feminine forms. For instance, the adjective jadid, which means new, is a masculine form. And if we want to make it feminine, we add a letter called ta marbuta at the end of the adjective. That makes it feminine. And we say jadida. Another example is the adjective jayyid, which means good, and it is a masculine adjective. If we want to make it feminine adjective, like the previous example that we explained, we only add ta marbuta to the end of the word and it becomes jayyida, and now it's a feminine adjective. Adjectives must agree in gender with the noun they describe. Now let's take a look at the word surah, which is a noun. You can see it's feminine noun because it has ta marbuta at the end. Therefore, since we said adjective should agree with the noun, and the noun here is feminine, so we use surah jadida, new picture. The next example is a masculine noun, bayt. You see, there is no ta marbuta at the end, so it's masculine. So the adjective has to agree with the noun, so it should be masculine. We say bayt jadid. Jadid, as we explained earlier, is masculine adjective. And here you can see the noun jar with the adjective tayyib, and it's jar tayyib. The noun agree with the adjective, both are masculine. Luckily, it is easy to determine gender in Arabic because most of feminine nouns and adjectives end with a symbol called, as we explained earlier, ta marbuta, as you see here, ta marbuta. Now, some facts about ta marbuta. It is not considered to be part of the Arabic alphabet, and ta marbuta can only occur at the end of nouns and adjectives. Its presence almost always indicates that a word is feminine. And the word ta marbuta means tied to the ta. It carries this name because it is pronounced as a ta when it is part of a possessive construction. When it is not part of a possessive construction, it is pronounced ah. Now let's see how we write the ta marbuta. Ta marbuta has two forms, independent and connected form. In independent form, it is written like a circle and with two dots on top. At the end, in its connected form, it is like a connected four with two dots. A good example for the independent form is the word surah. A good example for connected form is the word habiba. As you can see, ta marbuta only comes at the end of words. Now let's take a look at possessive construction. For instance, if we have the word surah, which means picture, and I want to change it to my picture, so I have to add the possessive suffix ya, which means mine. And then the word becomes surati, my picture. As you see, we change ta marbuta to ta. This is because we added the suffix possessive ya. The next example is the word warda. And ta marbuta at the end means feminine. When we add ya possessive to this word, it becomes wardati, my flower. Here you see ta marbuta will be written as ta. And the next example is the word walida, and you see the ta marbuta at the end shows that it's a feminine. When we add possessive ya to it, it changes to walidati. You see ta marbuta has changed to ta. You will learn more about this grammatical point in the next book, but the important things to remember is that the ta marbuta changes to ta when it is in a possessive construction. Now let's see how we describe things with adjectives. We discussed earlier that all adjectives must agree with the gender of the nouns they describe. Now it's a time to test your knowledge. So if we have the word Medina, which means city, do we use Medina Kabira or Medina Kabir if we want to say big city? That's right, we say Medina Kabira because we have ta marbuta in the word Medina and it shows that the word is feminine. Therefore, the adjective must agree with the noun and it should be feminine too, and it comes with ta marbuta. Medina Kabira. Next example, the word saf, classroom. So do we say saf kabira or saf kabir? I'm gonna give you a clue. Saf doesn't have ta marbuta, so it's masculine. Therefore we say kabir, saf kabir, big class. Other word is door, which means bab. If we want to say beautiful door, do we say bab jamil or bab jamila? Again, bab doesn't have ta marbuta and it's masculine. So you're right, we say jamil, باب جميل, beautiful door. What about the word house? In Arabic, بيت. Do we say بيت جميل or بيت جميلة? If you said جميل, you're correct. We say بيت جميل, beautiful house. Now we have the word أخت, which means sister. The word أخت, we use a feminine adjective for it because أخت, sister, it doesn't have ta marbuta, but still it is inherently feminine. Because my sister is a girl. So if you want to say little sister, we say أخت صغيرة. صغيرة with ta marbuta at the end, which indicates the feminine form. Other words which are inherently feminine and don't have ta marbuta are like mother. Now we have the word shajara, which means tree. And you see the ta marbuta at the end. So because shajara has ta marbuta, it's feminine. So we write the adjective feminine too. So we say shajara tawila, which means tall tree.